Hello you guys and welcome back to another vlog. Hello, I just wanted to quickly come here and say that I was just editing the video and you can hear Coco in the background. I was just editing the video and there's a lot of me touching my face in that one, which I don't usually do, but बहुत ज़्यादा गर्मी हो रही थी and I was sitting in this corner of the room जहाँ पे मैं पंखा चला नहीं सकती because there will be disturbance and I don't own like ऐसा वाला mic and या एसी की हवा भी नहीं पहुंची थी एंड मैं एकदम बहुत गर्मी में जस्ट अप्रिशिएट द फैक्ट कि मैं जून में इतनी गर्मी में बैठ के वीडियो बना रही थी बैठ के ठीक है थैंक यू यू वेलकम एंजॉय ऑल्सो यू ओनर बास्केटबॉल जर्सी बिकॉज रायन शी लेट्स गो बाय this is okay, so this one is like a review vlog. I've forgotten how to speak again. So this is a review vlog because I haven't been here for a long time and I have read a few books, not many actually as compared to last year, but I have read a few books and I haven't got the chance to talk about it much, so I will be reviewing a few of them. We'll see where the time takes us and we'll decide if you want this to be in parts or not. Okay, so let's start. Okay, so starting with Breathless by Jenifer Niven. This is a book by the author who wrote let me find it, please don't be mean. This is the same author who wrote All the Bright Places, which is a book I think you must have heard about the movie if not the book if not the movie. Very 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 emotional read. I literally got lost in the book. I'm talking about All the Bright Places and I loved it. I love when I lose myself in a book and I don't realize कि oh my god इतना टाइम निकल गया. So that was the kind of book. All the Bright Places was that kind of a book. So बस मैंने सोच लिया कि बस इस ऑथर की तो अब सारी खरीदते जाना है. So Breathless was one of them. I read it and I mean it was not as emotional as All the Bright Places. Obviously ये तो बहुत ही I mean yeah, my nose was blocked from crying when I read this one. So no, Breathless was not that emotional, but it was really nice. Okay, I finished it. I finished most books. Not nowadays, not really. I have DNF'd a lot of books recently. But yeah, I finished it and I liked it. I would give it like 3.5 stars. It was, मतलब ऐसा नहीं था कि I was laughing or I was crying. It was very, I don't know how to explain it. It was very simple. Good simple, okay? मतलब like a good monotonous type. The next book I read is Suicide Notes by Michael Thomas Ford, which I found in a bookstore and I just liked the cover. I don't have it here. I will show you when I get it here or whenever. I really liked the cover. It was cool. It was like white cover and it was just a black color ka pen was drawn on it or whatever. And that book, I sat down with it in the evening and I finished it like 3 to 4 hours in one sitting, and it wasn't even a long sitting, honestly. I didn't get up beach mein ek baar bhi, but it was a very 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 fast read and very different. It was nothing like I've ever read before and I finished it in like a couple of hours, which is good. So I would like to give it, I think 3.54 stars. It was very different. It was मतलब बहुत ही अच्छी थी. I got emotional. I understood some things and I मतलब बहुत very good book. I would recommend Suicide Notes by Michael Thomas Ford. I will mention these because I realize I'm not showing you like the cover or anything because I don't have the books with me here. I'm sorry. I was in Pune and that's where these books are. Next book I read is A Thousand Boy Kisses by Tillie, which had been on my list for a long time because it is a very emotional tragic romance and so I read it and I really liked it, I think. I really liked it, of course. It was a 4-star for me. I cried. The ending has my heart. It was so emotional and like something which is very I don't know There are some things जैसे जो I cannot explain it, but plus it it mentioned One Direction. Okay, just acknowledgement में the author mentioned कि she was inspired by One Direction songs. I mean, bro. So yeah, we loved it. 4 stars, 1,000 boy kisses. I think this is the first part of a series, and there's a second part, but I was satisfied with the first part. Very emotional I was. The next book I read was The 7-Year Slip by Ashley Poston, which was a 5-star read for me. I loved it so much. I still love it, and I still remember reading it like पूरा शुरू से end तक. I remember the premise. I remember the nickname. Oh my god, it had a nickname, and it was oh, I love this book so much. I totally get the hype. Okay, I think it was everybody was talking about it when it came out, and I was not aware. Then I saw a reel or two about it, and I think I read something I don't know, something related to it, and then I decided to pick it up when I saw it in a bookstore. And oh my god, I love this book so much. I need it in like hardcover and like one more, and I love it. Okay, I own one copy of it, and I think that's not enough. I think I should own more. So I shall own more when I, see it in a bookstore. I love this book so much. 7-Year Slip. Please, everybody should read it. It's magical. It's phenomenal. It's beautiful. It's emotional. It's funny. It's everything. Okay, it's everything. It's everything. The next book I read was After I Do by Taylor Jenkins Reid. If you're wondering where I'm looking at my Goodreads reading challenge, where I have been updating what I am reading. Okay, yeah. So yes, the next book I read was After I Do by Taylor Jenkins Reid. Taylor Jenkins Reid, bro. Taylor Jenkins Reid. This woman is, I don't know how she does it, but she writes the mundane so beautifully that you can't help but love it. You will fall in love with it. You will relate to it. She just writes about life. There is no extra drama or masala or tadka, nothing. It is what it is, and you love reading it. I love reading her books. I want every one of her books. I have a few. I have read like 3 or 4. I mean, I knew I loved her writing when I read her first book, but she has only, strengthened my belief with every read. So yeah. Next I read is Just My Type by Fallon Ballard. This was after a long break. Like I read After I Do in February, I think, or March. Yeah, I think I read After I Do in March, and then I finished, I think I read Just My Type in April, which is a very long break for me. Like I could not read romance. इसीलिए I read After I Do. It's not a proper romance. It's about life after the happily ever after. Like जो शादी तक दिखाते हैं, शादी के बाद क्या होता है. It's about that. Very beautiful book. I loved it. I think I'm shifting into that genre a little bit. Young adult and whatever it is, I'm not sure. So Just My Type by Fallon Ballard. This author also wrote one other book, which is called Lease on Love, which I read a while ago, and I fell in love with it. And it's one of my top favorite books. I don't know if I like it now, but at that point in time, जब I read it, I loved it. So I was like, and उस time पे this author hadn't written any other books, I think, or I couldn't find them, I'm not sure. So I read recently, and I liked it. It was cute, fluffy romance kind of thing. Rom-com feels. Yeah. Next book I read was Essays in Love by Alain de Botton, which is a philosophical book, I think. Okay. I have recently gotten into this genre, and I'm loving it. This is not proper rom-com fictional. This is, they pick up, this book, I'm talking about this book, he picks up your daily life, puts it into a book, and decides to tell you about all your thoughts and what you think and why you think them in regards to love and relationships and your partner and everything like that. So a very good read, 5-star read for me. I mean, I was like, the man was calling me out. a few times and I loved it. I love it when a book does that. इसके बाद I read I read I Know Who You Are by Alice Feeney, which I loved because Alice Feeney. Yes, I loved it. It was a 4 or 4.5 star read for me. I would recommend. Alice Feeney is the same author who wrote Rock, Paper, Scissors and Good Bad Girl and Daisy Darker. Daisy Darker also. Very cool book. So yeah. Next, I read Shyam and Sita by Devdutt Pattanaik, which is a retelling of Ramayana and Bhagavad, respectively. Then I read Just for the Summer, Part of Your World. Oh, this book! Oh my God! Just for the Summer by Abby Jimenez. This book is a third part in a series. First part is Part of Your World. Second is Yours Truly, and third is Just for the Summer. This is my absolute favorite romance series in the world, where I love each and every book equally, and maybe a bit more. मतलब there's like, there's series that I've read जिनका एक part I like, दूसरा तीसरा I love, of चौथा is मतलब there's up and downs, but this is like all of them are my favorites. First of all, Part of Your World, when I read it, it was magical. Okay, it made me believe in magic, but the magic, not even like, I don't know how to explain it. It just made me believe in magic, love wala magic. Second is Yours Truly, which is it's my favorite book. It's very close to my heart, and yeah, it's just that is a comfort book for me. Okay, I found comfort in it. I found everything, and this had the, I think, friends to lovers trope. This had takes care of you when you're sick trope. So cute. It was just very cute. Okay, it was a good read, and this whole series is 5 stars for me. Or if not 5 stars, then if you're going into it, then I would like to give Yours Truly 5 star for me. Part of Your World 4.5 or 4 stars, 4.5, and this also 4.5. This series is that good for me. I haven't felt this way about a series ever, because you'll realize it the next book I review. The next book I read was The Long Game by Elena Armas, which I have here, by the way. It's up there. Elena Armas is the author who wrote Spanish Love Deception and The American Roommate Experiment, both of which I loved, but this one I was not into it as much as I was into her last 2 books. Maybe it's because my taste has changed. Honestly, that could very well be it, because my taste has changed recently. I'm not finding the kind of books that I used to find interesting anymore. Next book I read was Good Bad Girl by Alice Feeney, which was like a 3.5 stars for me. It was a good book, obviously, but it didn't blow my mind or anything like that. It's good. Then I read The Boy, the Mole, the Fox and the Horse by Charlie Mackesy, which also I have here. You can see it. It's the blue hardcover right here. This was recommended by someone here on YouTube. Yeah, somebody recommended a book, okay? And I finally read it. It was a very short read and I loved it. It's not a book. It's an illustrations book, and it has like, but the little छोटी चीजें जिसमें लिखी है, it has like 1 or 2 lines on each page, but it's so impactful and it's so deep and it's so, I recommend. Next I read Listen for the Life by Amy Tintera, which was a very good book. This follows a podcast and a murder mystery, and such का पता लगाना था, and I think it was very interesting. I would give it like 4 stars. Yeah, I would give it 4 stars. But I couldn't figure out what was going to happen. Then I also started reading Defending Jacob by William Landay, which is I think a series on Apple now, Apple TV. Very good series, but I DNF'd at 50% because it mentioned a dog. It mentioned something negative related to a dog. The dog died, so I could not read it further. Thankfully, the series did not mention anything like that and did not have anything like that. So the series was really good. It's on Apple TV. I recommend if you haven't watched it. And the last book I read is The Confessions on the 7:45 by Lisa Unger, जिसका मैंने secluded cabin sleep 6 लिया. I guess that's the same author. I read it. It had been on my TBR for a while, but I didn't get around to it. I finally started it, and it had me hooked from the beginning. Very cool book, very great twist. The ending was a little bit underwhelming for me, but the rest of the book was very cool. I was like full on gasping out loud and did not see things coming and whatever. Great read. I would recommend. So yeah, that's what I've read, I think in the last 2 months. Yeah, in the last 2 or 3 months, I'm not sure. So yeah, that's all. If you have any book recommendation that got you out of your reading slump, please drop them in the comments. I really need it. I'm having trouble starting books right now. So yeah, please recommend your magical books that got you out of a reading slump, and I'll give them a try and maybe they'll help me too. So that's it for today. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.